Good afternoon, everyone. Scott, aka Sydney MGTOW here, and what a beautiful day it is in Sydney today. So, guys, had my work at Christmas party up on the Gold Coast over the last few days, and it was interesting to say the least. Everything was cool, and I had a great time. But the actual night of the Christmas party, just watching everything unfold was quite a sight to see. And just in the last 5 to 10 years, I've noticed huge changes taking place in the way that these dynamics seem to go. So I was particularly careful because I know, especially with the whole Me Too thing, people getting accused of sexual impropriety for saying the wrong thing to a woman 30 years ago, and then being witch hunted on the internet and in real life for it. I'm not down for that, and I'm not going to be played like that. So I was keeping my distance, keeping respectful, making sure that any conversations I was having with the women were in the presence of other people. And I noticed that a couple of the ladies from the office were quite friendly with me and were sort of, leaning on me, putting their boobs up against me, hand around me, arms over the shoulders, all this sort of stuff. And one of the girls I was talking to, my boss came up to me and says, "Mate, be careful, because one of the guys in the office got accused of sexual harassment the other week and ended up getting the sack for it." I said, "Oh, wow, okay, what was that all about? Like, what was the go?" I'm assuming being sexual harassment, even with this whole Me Too thing going on and me realizing that everything's sexual harassment these days, when you hear sexual harassment, you think that someone's actually been harassed in a sexual manner. And apparently one guy said or did something to one of the other girls in the office that, apparently just seemed innocuous, but someone else took quite a different view, and this person ended up losing his job over something seemingly small. And it just got me thinking, it's the women that tend to get protected in the workplace, and all of these laws seem to favor them, even though many of them are not gender specific. It tends to be applied with a bit of a double standard, and that's really what it is, a double standard in the workplace, and particularly with Christmas parties. I mean, I dread to think of all of the post-Christmas party accusations and sexual harassment claims and rumors flying around about men this year, with everything that's gone on in 2017. My mind boggles when I even try to imagine the shitstorm that's going to happen for people in the next few weeks leading up to Christmas, or in the new year when human resources departments really kick into gear. But yeah, it was just really interesting because a couple of quite drunk ladies at my Christmas party, and some of them were extremely aggressive towards other people, particularly men, who just sort of said, "Nah, I'm just going to leave it." And then there were some who were extremely physically flirty and leaning all over and cuddling into guys and putting their boobs on them and, making sexual remarks. But yet there didn't seem to be any of that coming from the guys. Even one of the guys who worked at the head office of the place I'm at, his girlfriend got introduced to me, and she said hi to me, and she took my hand, and then she kind of held my hand and was massaging my palm for about 30 seconds after we met. And I'm literally standing there with this girl, with her boyfriend. I'm going, dude, what the fuck? Like, if that was my girlfriend, I'd be like, all right, you know what? You guys just go about your thing. I'm gonna go off and do something else. And by the way, I'm not interested in being with you anymore. But this girl was just like holding my hand and just giving me this look like, man, if my boyfriend wasn't here, I would totally bang you tonight. Like, I would sit on your face and I would do unspeakable things. Like, that was basically the energy and the look and the physical touch that she was giving to me. And I was like, wow. Can you even imagine if a guy were to go up to another guy's girlfriend who worked at the office and reverse that, right? Yeah, exactly. So guy goes up to the girlfriend of someone who works in the office and starts touching her hand and giving her those looks. How different that exact same scenario would have been if I had been the one to initiate it instead of her. I wouldn't have had a job after Christmas. I can tell you that right now. If anyone had seen it, or if she'd said anything to him, I wouldn't have had a job after Christmas. And I just think that that's absolutely crazy. There's such a double standard in the workplaces, and we see it all the time. I mean, we're living in an era where feelings trump fact every time. If you feel something, that's more important than what actually happened, and the internet jury and the rumor mill will see to it that you're punished accordingly based on the allegations that have been made, whether they're baseless or whether they are partially substantiated or whether they're fully substantiated. You're basically punished before you're given fair and due process. So guys, please, for the love of God, if you've got your Christmas party coming up, be careful. If you have a voice recorder and you're having private conversations with a woman, don't tell anybody, but make sure you record the conversation. Check out, just do a Google search for legislation for your state around the use of recording devices, see what the implications are, and if you're allowed to use them, and only share that recording in the instance where you're trying to provide evidence in court, make sure you record everything, because you're perfectly within your rights to do so if the legislation says so. And it just means that if they say something that you did, or they say something that you said, and that happens to be false, and they're trying to get at you because of something they didn't like, or because they don't like you, or because they were trying to set you up, because some people are very manipulative and will try to do this, you have got yourself protected. And instead of you being the one that gets fired, it's going to be them. Because HR laws do not discriminate when there are facts on the board, and companies will not let themselves be taken down over something that simple. Hang on a second, I'm just going to hang up on this call. Alright, we're good. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so look, please be safe. Make sure you keep yourself protected. Steer away from being alone with a woman without witnesses that you trust, and not other women, because they will back the other women up. Make sure there's guys around. Make sure there's management around. Just make sure that you do not give anyone even an inch. Even if you think they have the best of intentions, do not give them an inch with which to twist your arm behind your back if their mind changes about you, now or in the past or in the future. It's just not worth it, guys. Anyway, look, if you like my videos, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get the notifications for each video I put out. I will be doing them more and more regularly as time goes on. I've taken to jotting my ideas down because I have them hit me all the time, and I just keep forgetting because my mind's just constantly going. Soon I'll be accepting donations via cryptocurrency, via PayPal, via Patreon. I'll be setting all of that up. Hopefully going to do that while I'm away for Christmas with my family. But looking forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks so much for tuning in. Protect yourself, keep yourself safe. Don't put yourself into compromising positions, and stay MGTOW. Big love, guys. Big love, people. Bye.